Another exciting edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. You know, Greg, so often we talk about depth, but how important is it for these teams to possess it?
Yeah, especially with the amount of injuries we see happen every season. It's so critical that teams have players that are ready to step up and produce and really allow you to not have to change the way you play.
Now, here's George. After the miss from Chet Holmgren. Pass to Caruso. Pick by Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Williams picks him up.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Gilgeous-Alexander positioning himself well and knew exactly where to get to in the open space.
Williams can't hit. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Over in the corner, Williams. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
And it's SGA showing he can play without the ball.
In recent years, Brent, we've seen Oklahoma City turn into a contender simply by developing their own young talent.
Yep, blocks on sticks, on bricks, on blocks, and that's what they've done. They have not signed a free agent, big-name guy. They built from within. They built an incredible roster by drafting well and fostering the growth of these young players, along with the coach who has given them a lot of belief. It's been pretty magical in OKC.
On defense, the Thunder. After the miss three from Chet Holmgren. Caruso. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren the screen. And there's the foul. We're going Alex Caruso. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. On the wing.
So much talk about the work ethic of Gilgeous-Alexander. Strong defensive play that time.
At the top of the key, Holmgren. Caruso looking for an opening. It's Dort on the wing. And it's off from three-point range. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Mark Daignault. David, what did he say?
And he knows his team has its hands full going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Coach said Shai is one of the best in the league when it comes to scoring off the bounce. And when he's not scoring, he's kicking it out to an open teammate. So we have to make sure our rotations are quick. We'll see how the defense responds, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
And given that Holmgren is 7 feet tall, he's a threat to throw it down at any time.
And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And Gilgeous-Alexander has that length to be able to extend up to the rim.
Holmgren in the corner. And the dunk by Holmgren.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Brent, it seems like throughout his career, Gilgeous-Alexander has an answer to whatever the defense might throw at him.
Well, the defenses don't have answers to stop him, Kevin. I know that. This guy is so quick with the basketball. He's so good at adapting on the fly with the ball, getting around the initial defender to make plays. Superstars have that quality. SGA has it in spades.
Wiggins right side. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He's picked up by Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Slithering around the floor, Gilgeous-Alexander gets to his spot.
And stolen by Wiggins. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And that does. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end. Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but looked like plenty of room.
Nice shot by Wallace. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
And so Oklahoma City again turning it over. Oklahoma City leading by 7. On the wing, Wallace. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Here he goes. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
Gilgeous-Alexander, fantastic concentration.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Goes up at the stripe, and there's another one for the Thunder.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Williams. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play. Williams has got his first 2 points. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Lou Dort makes his bones at the defensive end. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I always try to test myself against him in practice because he's the best of the best. And Coach Mark Daigneault said, I look at him more like he's an artist. We can shift him anywhere. There's no one he can't guard. Kevin?
David, he is a beast. Wow, thank you for the report. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. After the missed 3 from Chet Holmgren. Here's Hartenstein. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. And Brent, you hear some players now having their shooting motion analyzed with optical recognition. More data for the shot doctors.
Well, Kevin, information is one thing, but disseminating that information and being able to communicate that to a player is really where the rubber meets the road. How are you going to help him grow with that kind of analysis?
And now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, the fast break champs.
Love the focus here from SGA at the arc. He hates to waste those opportunities.
Thunder trailing by 13. Into the lane. Outside Williams. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Following the score by Oklahoma City. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Not a good idea to take a nap on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and that athleticism. So much power. Way to get up.
Now here's Wallace. Wiggins with the bounce pass. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's Hartenstein. Down low. Caruso. And the shot goes in. And the Thunder lead by 12.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
He's making plays all over the floor. Gilgeous-Alexander will not be stopped.
Pass to Caruso. Now Wiggins. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 4 to shoot. Again, the Thunder score.
And we're all too familiar with these kind of outbursts from SGA.
Over in the corner, Dort. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren up top. Shoots it. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
And playing up-tempo, pro-level ball can be hard for some guys, but Holmgren has easily made the transition.
Back to Wallace. Inside. Here's Hartenstein. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one on Holmgren.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. The Thunder leading by 10. Pass to Holmgren. And the foul called on Jalen Williams. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Off the inbound. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Well, at 6'6", SGA absolutely has the size to get up there and throw it down.
Pass to Holmgren. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. And the layup's good off the glass. 14 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
It's a nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Holmgren gets the bucket.
And, gosh, you can't allow Holmgren to gain confidence from the mid-range. He'll burn you when you give him those looks.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side. But when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. The people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Brent, there can't be any question now that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has arrived as an NBA superstar.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, you finish in the top 3 of MVP voting. That is a stamp of approval. SGA, one of the more feared players in the game, and this guy is on his way.
Thunder trailing by 14. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul. And so here is Oklahoma City. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Caruso, no good. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. Williams. And Williams slams it in.
Gilgeous-Alexander's nothing if not a creator. Make that pass in his sleep.
Going inside. Back to Williams. From outside, off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Pass to Holmgren. Here's Williams. From deep. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions and want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
A bad attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, following the score by Oklahoma City. Outside, Dort. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot clock at 5. Drains it from beyond the arc. Caruso's got 7.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
It's Gilgeous-Alexander with the drive. Can't hit from in close. And there's the drive. A special move before the shot.